This is the new Amaran by Aputure Flex Light. Alongside Amaran's new 2-foot and 4-foot tube lights, the Amaran Flexible Bi-Color F21x and F22x and the Amaran Flexible Color F21c and F22c lights have arrived. But can they hold up in the field? Let's find out.
This is a CineD review, supported by B&H and CVP.
My name is Graham Ayler Sheldon, and I'm a DP and producer based in Los Angeles, California. Welcome to CineD's YouTube channel for my review of the Amaran Bi-Color and Color Flexible Lights. On several shoots in recent weeks, I had the opportunity to take the new Amaran Flex Lights out for a spin. Before this opportunity, I'll be the first to admit that in the last few years, the option of the flex style of LED lighting had kind of slipped my mind. Well, I spent lots of time working with Lightgear's popular light matte style of Bi-Color and Color fixtures. Those aren't considered truly flexible. I haven't used flexible lighting like light tiles, Falcon Eyes, or Intellitek's light cloths either. This is because with the help of excellent rigging professionals capable of rigging basically any fixture anywhere, no matter the form factor, I've been able to get soft overhead lighting, maybe the most popular use case for flexible lights. The promise here, though, is that I can do that rigging myself now. Nevertheless, I was excited to try out these new Amaran fixtures precisely because I didn't have a ton of experience working with similar flex lighting products. Why do we need flexible fixtures? Who are these Amaran Flex lights aimed at? Let's dive in. First, there are 4 varieties of new Amaran Flex lights, differentiated primarily by whether they're bicolor or color and by their dimensions. The F21x 2-foot by 1-foot dimensions, the X denoting 2500K to 7500K bicolor at $399. The F22x 2-foot by 2-foot dimensions at $699. The F21c 2-foot by 1-foot dimensions, C denoting color at $599. The F22c 2-foot by 2-foot dimensions at $899. Unless otherwise noted, these 4 are reviewed interchangeably throughout this video. Now, if you've visited the Aputure user group anytime over the last several years, you might have guessed that tube lights were on Aputure's design radar given the near constant requests. Still, I was very pleasantly surprised by the launch of these Amaran Flex lights. True to form, Aputure continues to ship lights within kits so complete the need for additional accessory purchases is unlikely. The full kit here includes semi-rigid hard case, not rolling, controller, V-mount or gold mount power, ballast, head cable, AC cable, stand yoke with pins for C-stand mounting, grid, 1-stop diffusion, and 2-stop diffusion. You'll find everything ships in a tidy case, the perfect size for vehicle transport or checked or carried on plane transport. Given the flexible nature of the fixture itself, most components will be immune to damage in my opinion. Most damage, not all. The controller unit might be subject to impact, it's therefore worthy of a little extra protection during travel. Heavy reliance on Velcro to mount the softbox frame to the rim of the lamp head itself was initially concerning. But that worry turned out to be unfounded over a half-dozen shoots where the whole system held up well. There's a weak spot in the provided accessories. It's with the grid. It's flimsy, the build doesn't hold a candle to the more expensive options from DOP Choice or Shimira. In the past, the yoke system with the Amaran series was also flimsy. I'm happy to say that issue has now been addressed with the pins. Welcome news is the introduction of a straight pin and an angled pin that works perfectly with C-stands and other common mounting hardware. Okay, let's take a moment to address the bendable metal rods. Here you see the bendable metal rods used to mount the flex lights, and I wonder if over years of constant bending, those metal rods might prove to be a failure point. Only time will tell, but I get nervous when I need to gently bend a piece of metal for mounting and then precisely bend it back to fit in the travel case. Side note, for additional mounting accessories or pieces of grid cloth, you'll find plenty of room in the travel case. Wondering about output and color handling? Me too. I grabbed a few measurements on my Sekonic C700U spectrometer, now updated with the C800U, to see how accurately the F21x handles color temp measured in Kelvin and output lux from a distance of 3 feet. Here are my readings with a target of 5600K, output set to 100%. This test was completed with no accessories attached. A result of 5635K is excellent, and the luminance values are higher than I expected. Okay, here's a test with a target of 3200K. Also excellent results at 3221 Kelvin with only a slight drop in output on this side of the Kelvin range. Now for the 2x2 Bi-Color version. Here are my readings with a target of 5600K and the output set to 100% for the F22x. A significant increase in output is to be expected given the additional LED emitters, and the Kelvin numbers are similarly great here. Here's a test with a target of 3200K. Generally, the 2x2 fixtures have consistent results with the 2x1 cousins with a similarly excellent Kelvin score and a large bump in output measured by lux. Next, I grabbed a few measurements to see how accurately the F21C handles color temp measured in Kelvin and output lux from a distance of 3 feet. Here's my readings with a target of 5600K and the output set to 100%, just like the Bi-Color tests. This test was completed with no accessories attached. And here's a test with a target of 3200K. The output to size ratio here is excellent, and so is the cost to lumen ratio. Good news on both counts. Okay, now moving along to the 2x2 color version. Here are my readings with a target of 5600K and the output set to 100% for the F22C. And here's a test with a target of 3200K. As with the Bi-Color fixtures, the 2x2 color fixtures have consistent results with the 2x1 fixtures, with a similarly excellent Kelvin score and a large bump in output. As a relative novice to the world of flexible lighting, I'll admit, I had to be sold a little bit during the course of this review on the need for this type of lighting fixture. The most obvious use case, and one that I touched on earlier, is the ability to mount the Amaran flex lights almost anywhere, and to mount them without fear of hurting on-camera talent below. In fact, zip ties and safety ties alike will become your friend with this kit. Given the abundance of O-ring mounting options on the flexible portion of the light, it's conceivable you could connect multiple fixtures to create especially large sources without much difficulty or expense. You could absolutely create a compact 3-light interview kit with a combination of the F21, F22X, and F21, F22C kits. That configuration would be perfect for a solo operator or a travel-heavy job. So we're keying right now with our 22X, that's our 2x2 fixture. And actually I'm gonna add a grid. Not my favorite accessory, but I mean, you know, it works in a pinch to narrow the spread. I have my friend Shawan in the chair back there. Hello. Hello. So right now for a little bit of edge, we have a 2x1 flex. This is the 21X up here. No grid, but we have the single stop diffusion in there just to soften things a bit. And then on the fill side, we have another 2x1 flex. This is the F21C. Obviously we could go color if we wanted, but we're kind of living in a CCT mode right now. So, and then, you know, we're cheating a little bit, but for the background, we have some P300C Novas in the ceiling. You can check those out. Just doing a color against the white cyc back there. Whether you purchase the F21, F22X Bi-Color or F21, F22C color version, it's going to be up to you. Though I'll argue that if you can justify the cost, going for full color at this point is a relatively future-proof option. Okay, some final thoughts. With these fixtures, you are limited to wired USB-C to 5-pin DMX512 input with the help of an adapter that isn't included. But of course, you do have the versatile Sidus Link app for Bluetooth wireless control. So, to conclude, yes, I'm a little concerned about the long-term lifespan of the 4 bendable metal arms at the back of the lamp head, but that's a minor quibble. And the cost wouldn't be astronomical if they needed to be replaced one day. After a few weeks of testing and trial and error in the field, it's hard to view these 4 Amaran Flex lights as anything other than great news for filmmakers. They're perfect travel lights, include everything you need to get started shooting, grid, diffusion, and more. They're mountable anywhere, and the affordability is impressive. There you have it. That's my review of the Amaran Flex lights, the Bi-Color F21x and F22x, and the Color F21C and F22C. If you like this video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching. Special thanks to Rev Studio in San Diego for their help with this review. Go to revstudiosd.com for more info on how to book their beautiful studio space.